My guess is actually we're going to see. My gut tells me we're going to see another pair of Ruds. I don't think the upper stage is going to make it to the Indian Ocean. I hope I'm wrong, because I know there are so many people at SpaceX that have put their blood, sweat, and tears into this thing. And I think eventually it will work in some fashion. But I feel like it's probably still in the rapid iteration learning phase. We'll see. All right, 1 minute to go. Let's focus. AF and Juan, do you think it will succeed? Come on, what's your predictions? Hello, Meta. Good to see you. This is test flight 3 of SpaceX's Starship combined vehicle configuration of the Super Heavy booster and the Starship upper stage. And your host, Aero, has had about 2 hours sleep after having about 3 hours sleep the night before. Here we go. I'm going to stop talking. Oh, I'm going to raise the volume slightly. Let's go. You think it will, short on what? AF. Here we go. We're going. Pay attention down here in the lower left-hand corner. That's indication of the engine health and what's burning. So far, so good. Interesting camera view. 30 seconds into the flight. Already 3 kilometers of altitude. 4 kilometers. On the right-hand side of the screen, where the mouse is now, those are the engines on the upper stage, if it makes it to that point, showing us if they're firing. Boy, is she going uphill fast. These camera views are amazing. Again, we're looking at grid fins. They're flying with them deployed from launch, unlike Falcon 9. So far, all of the motors, the Merlin atmospheric engines, appear to be running. I'm calling them Merlins. They're Raptors, the new generation's Raptors. Yeah, my apologies. No sleep. That almost looks like science fiction, that ring of the Methalox engine glow. Yeah, Falcon flies with Merlins. These, the new generation, are Raptors. We should be looking at staging very soon. Agree, Mech. Agree, Mech. This is looking pretty good. Staging? Oh, baby. Look at that. That's looking pretty good. I actually just got the chills. Captain, good to see you, my friend. Yeah, these are camera views we did not get before. This just makes it all the more magical. The engines on the first stage did not appear to be working symmetrically there. That may just be for directional control, though. Hello, Donkey. There's a lot of debris coming out there, but that could be just ice being backlit. We're not doing any shout outs at the moment, so forgive me, folks. You're not being shunned. So on the right-hand side, we've got the upper stage. This vehicle right here, as far as I understand it, is the booster, because we're seeing the grid fins right here. One of the key criteria, which was successful stage separation, I think you could argue was a success, JJ. This is farther than they've gotten so far on the 2 prior test flights. The position or attitude of the booster is being demonstrated or illustrated. I'm so tired. By a little animated thing over there. Watch that. That tells you what's going on. It is doing a re-entry maneuver. There's the grid fin moving. The grid fins are working. Those are acting like the tail control surfaces on an airplane. And again, it's aiming for a place in the ocean. That's by design. It will not be landing. This is not looking good. This looks like it's out of control. Or maybe it did. That looked like it lost control as it was coming down. I think that one was unsuccessful. Yep. Yep. Well, just looking at the rate of slew of the grid fins, that did not look like subtle corrections. That looked like there was something wrong with the control loop or the information it got, and it was slewing. Oh, whoa, this guy over here is playing Helldivers. No. Yeah, in anything that flies, you don't want to see control surfaces doing this. New pilots tend to do that. They over control. All right. Well, the upper stage is doing better. So keep in mind that that's an altitude. Over here, this is the altitude, not the distance traveled. And it's going, they're saying 26,000 kilometers an hour. As you can see, they're changing the orientation of the vehicle as well. Their goal is to now perform a re-entry maneuver and have a controlled interaction with the surface of the ocean. It will not be doing a vertical touchdown, as I understand it. It will be splashing down like this. Exactly, Nato. We're seeing a lot of vapor here, but we're not seeing any indication that the engines are burning. I do believe that there is fuel being combusted, not just venting. It may be venting for directional control. Those may be thrusters. You could pretty much guess that the video feed we're watching is courtesy of, and I'm not trying to promote them, hashtag not sponsored, courtesy of the Starlink satellite system. You could be sure that they're relaying this signal through the Starlink system. Not on this flight, Slife, but yes, they do. Mech, it's incredible how far they've gone in 10 minutes, right? If this was a Falcon 9 mission, the booster would normally be back on the ground in less than 9 minutes after takeoff. It's 8 minutes and change on most missions when they're doing the first stage booster recovery to go from Earth to space to Earth again. And that never ceases to amaze me. Thank you for the hydrate. I know, Tarkin. I just want to make sure if you know my streams, you know I'm famous for shouting out streamers. So I just wanted to explain why this one's a bit different. Captain, you'd be justified in trolling me about all kinds of things. That's really incredible. This does feel pretty eerie. Let me move the mouse pointer, sorry. The reflections, that's just, I think we're looking out partially at the Pez door. Like, I believe space is actually down here as a background. Maybe that's just the bottom of the tank, but I believe we're seeing the reflections of the Earth off the side of the vehicle because we're looking at a camera that's looking partly out of the Pez door. Unless the fluid was inside a tank and moving, I can't think of another reason why we would see those reflections unless there's light coming in from outside. Absolutely, Mac. Mm, yeah. I mean, the fact that we can see this thanks to the satellite networks transmitting it, and I apparently they're using Spectrum or AT&T. Hashtag never sponsored by them. Um, I talk some smack about them streaming this only on Twitter. I'm not calling it the other thing, but that we're getting what we're getting is indeed incredible. From the cameras mounted on the vehicle to the transmission of the signal from space, routing it through the internet, coming to here, coming through me, and coming out to you. It is, yeah. I'm very fond of quoting Igor Sikorsky, who I did not know personally. I actually met his son once. Sikorsky, at the beginning of the age of flight, was quoted as saying that aeronautics, and this is let's give me a little slack here. I'll call it this paraphrasing, but essentially he said aeronautics was neither an industry nor a science. It was a miracle. And I'm still awestruck by flight, all aspects of flight. Even now, here as I'm approaching my mid-20s. What? Yeah, I've had work done, but I'm an entertainer. I think I look pretty good for my mid-20s. Maybe the Botox maybe wasn't a good choice, but I think the rest of the work that they did. The doctor called this early bonobo. Promised me it was going to be a trend. How many of you know what a bonobo is? It is the primate with the least successful PR. Angelic, you be nice. You be nice. Look, Angelic, telecommunications, radio, networks. They're the arrows of the ape kingdom. There's actually worse things that could be said about someone. Bonobos are famously peaceful. That definitely looks like thrusters being used to change. What they're probably doing is testing control using the thrusters, like they're changing the orientation of the vehicle. And the reason I turned the audio off is they basically said come back and at the 40-minute mark. I didn't realize we were going to continue to get a floor show. This is pretty incredible. So we're coming back to Earth now. Also, the air sickness bags are located in the seat back in front of you. So the target is somewhere in the Indian Ocean. Can you just grasp? We're going 26,000 kilometers per hour. How fast this vehicle's moving? These are enormous distances being covered over the surface of the Earth below. There's a landmass. I don't know where it is. That was acquisition of signal Mauritius. That does not necessarily mean they're over Mauritius, but given the fact that they're moving the control pins. Those what make it look like a dragon to me. The control flaps. So they have the ability to change the location of the cameras. That's pretty crazy. These are the heat tiles. Don't be surprised if some of these fall off. Yes, can we? They should. Good night, or good day, Angelic. Take care, buddy. Exactly, medic. Thank you, Saxon, for the geographic reference. Hey, I can't swim. How are you? Well, look, look at the heat. Look at the heat.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Holy crap! This has never been seen before. Like this exterior view. This is extraordinary. We're looking down towards the nose, by the way. Oh my God, that's hot. This is extraordinary. And they're changing the camera position in real time. Look at that. All the sci-fi movies that have simulated the look of a broken signal in space. This is actually what it looks like.
we are making the call now that we have lost ship 28. So,
Okay,
as we were
there you go.
possibly expecting, we lost the data a couple of minutes ago. We haven't heard from the ship up until this point, and so the team has made the call that ship has been lost. So no splashdown today.
So, for those of you watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed that, and you'd probably like to see this video next. Please check it out.